What's up, everybody? This is Investing Sensei to bring you episode 168 of the portfolio update. So this is actually going to be the first full week of the year of 2023. So this is definitely going to be very exciting. In this video, I will be going over the portfolio, what we bought, what we sold, just in general, how the portfolio performed this week. I'll show you all the options that we did. We'll jump into the Google Sheets. We'll kick off the dividend scripts. I'll show you guys what dividends are coming up, and we'll see how much we grew the dividend snowball, because remember guys that we come back every single week. We're trying to I guess continue to focus on our goals. Right now our goal is to try to get this monthly average dividend amount to about $325 per month. That's our major goal for 2023. I think we're going to achieve it. It's going to take some time, but we're going to continue to stay consistent, and we're going to see that grow every single Sunday. And then if you look at the dividend or quarterly dividends, you'll see that this snowball is getting larger and larger over every single quarter that we go by. So definitely very motivating. As you'll see, annual dividends, you can look at this ever since we started investing, which was in 2019. We've been seeing this snowball continue to get bigger and bigger every single year, so it'll be awesome. As well, if you look at the options premium, we've started getting a little bit better, or maybe we just got lucky, but we've been generating some pretty decent income from or 100 shares of our companies, basically increasing our ability to grow the dividends much faster in the long term. I will be showing you guys over that, but in general I will be going over 5 companies that are expected to grow their dividend or announce a dividend raise in the month of January. So make sure you stick around to that, because that'll be definitely exciting. But in general, I want to show you guys that our 2023 goals, just because we want to keep focused every single Sunday, keep you updated to where we're at with this. The first goal is to reach 20,000 subscribers. So if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing with the bell notification. Definitely help me reach the 20,000 subscriber mark. We're on our way to that. And don't forget to drop a big thumbs up on the video to help out the channel. But goal number 2, guys, which is the one that we mainly focus on, is to try to get about $325 per month on average in dividends. The other one is to try to invest about $118,000 of my own money. You'll see that we are at $110,000, so we have about maybe $8,000 to go for this full year. We're going to stay focused and try to achieve that. We'll see how that plays out. And goal number 4 will be continuing to dollar cost average $100 a week at a minimum. No matter what the portfolio doing, what the market's doing, we're going to continue to dollar cost average $100. If the market goes down more, we will deposit way more. Number 5 is to drip an additional $20 towards a company that pays us out a dividend that week. So let's say that we do get a company this week that paid out a dividend, we would have to contribute a total of $120, because $100 minimum plus an additional $20 for that company that paid us out. And goal number 6 is to actually try to achieve about $400 per month on average selling options. We are actually definitely surpassing that, and that is because I'm playing the covered calls a little bit more aggressive, especially because we're in a downtrend in the market in general. But once we start actually hitting the bottom or so, I will be a little bit more conservative, so I will be generating a lot less income from covered calls. So I'm trying to make sure that I kind of like set myself for an achievable goal that we can reach. And the other thing here, guys, you'll see the payouts. We'll kick this off later in the video. They actually fixed up the Apple one, so that'll be pretty awesome seeing. You'll see that we do have some dividends coming up for the month of January, so definitely exciting to see that coming in, and they're going to get reinvested. We'll see what happens in general. But yeah guys, let's go ahead and get started. So you'll see that the portfolio is at $183,850.62. You'll see that we're actually in the green by $4,225.61, which is about 2.35% on the day change. Overall, we're still down about $4,259.62, which is about negative 2.26%. Not a big deal there. We're going to continue to dollar cost average. In the long term, our future selves will thank us. If we look at the positions for us here, you'll see that we actually do have about, I guess in general, we're up 34.68% in total gains and losses, which is about 46,000 You'll see that we do have about $3,561.55 in cash available to invest. I'm actually trying to rack this up a little bit more so that we can start selling some cash secured puts, which I'll keep you guys updated every Sunday again. But you'll see here, if we look at the positions, I'll show you here that we do have a Apple covered calls that we will have that expire next week. I'll show you that once we jump into the history, but we have a JP Morgan covered calls as well, and then we actually have no Altria covered calls, no Microsoft covered calls, so we'll be entering those this week. We do have an Nvidia covered call for next week, so we'll see how that plays out. We'll have to manage these trades, but in general, you'll see a lot of these companies we are still in the green because we've been investing for a couple years now, and we'll see what happens. In general, I have something I do want to do this week. I've been doing, been crunching some numbers, trying to see how I'm going to do this, because in general, I want to get my portfolio to the point where every single dollar is firing on all cylinders. I want to make sure that this portfolio is generating as much cash flow as it possibly can. So I will be showing you guys what I'm going to be doing this week in next Sunday's update. So again, make sure that you're subscribed with that notification so you actually look forward to it. If you are interested in it as well, drop a big thumbs up. But you'll see here, guys, our performance in general, we are down about $7,952.52, which is in the negative. And you'll see that we're still up, especially since October's lows here. Not a big deal in general because we are long-term investors. We're going to continue to dollar cost average. If the market does go down and the portfolio goes down with it, we will buy more and accumulate even more positions. Here, if you'll see, we are down about 4.29% in the red. Again, not a big deal. If we look here for the investment income, we are projected to make about $3,623.96 in the year for the next 12 months, which comes out to be averaging about $302. You'll see February, we're projected to make about $177.39. For March, we're projected to make about $438.10, which is pretty awesome. And then, guys, we can jump over here to the history, which is most of the activity that happened here, but we do have it to start from the 2nd of January of 2023 all the way till the 8th of January, which is one full week. You'll see this green button. It's going to add up all the dividends for us towards the end once we're done with this one. But I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom because we do have quite a couple trades. We were a little bit busy with this, so you'll see that on the 3rd, guys, on the 23rd, well, I guess not the 23rd, but on the 3rd of January of 2023, you'll see we did some sell to opens. We actually did an Nvidia, so we sold a call on Nvidia for a strike price of $155. This one actually expired on the 6th of January, and we collected a total of $137.35. Again, we also did another sell to open on that same day. We did a covered call on Microsoft for $252.50, which expired also on the 6th of January, which was also a weekly. We got about $88.35. We also did a sell to open on covered call on Altria for $47 strike price, which was a weekly. Again, we made about $3.35. Not a lot, but these are crumbs that do add up over the long term, guys. It's kind of increasing our dividend output there for us every single week. We also did a sell to open on Apple, so we did a call on a strike price of $135. That was also a weekly, and we actually did 2 of these. We ended up collecting about $138.69 in total for selling these 2 covered calls. That same exact day, we were able to buy them back. So we bought back the $135 strike price. We bought them back and we paid about $51. So easily we made about $88 there quickly, and we were able to have our 200 shares of Apple available to sell some more covered calls, which I'll show you shortly that we were able to do that. Over here you'll see that we actually ended up doing on the 3rd as well. We did a buy to close on Microsoft, so the covered calls we had on Microsoft for $252.50. So that was weekly. We paid $47 or $48 to exit that position. So we kind of roughly made about maybe $40 or so right away. So that was pretty sweet. You'll see that also on the 3rd we did a buy to close on Nvidia for that covered call we sold. So we paid back $75, and I forgot how much we made. So we made about what, 25, 50, about $62 or so right away on that same exact day, and we got to have our shares free again. You'll see also again here that we did on the 3rd, we did a sell to open. We actually ended up selling a covered call on JP Morgan for a strike price of 139 that actually expires on the 13th of January. So this one actually was a 2-week. The reason why I did this was because JP Morgan's ex-dividend date was actually this past week. So I didn't want to make sure my shares didn't get actually exercised. Typically that does happen when you sell covered calls and you're close to the ex-dividend date. You could get your shares taken away. So we ended up collecting $125.35 there. We also ended up, well, actually, honestly, this was a roll. So I'm not sure why Schwab always flips these, but we did a buy to close. So we did a buy to close. The old covered call we had for 136 that expired that week on the 6th. We paid $86 to exit that position, and we rolled it out, which was this one where we paid 125, or I guess they paid us 125, so the difference is what we got to keep. So maybe about $39 or $40 is what we made from this roll to move it out further up in strike price as well and expiration. You'll see again also the 3rd was very busy, guys. So we did a sell to open on Apple for a covered call for 130 strike price that also expired on the 6th. We actually did 2 of these, and then they paid us $122, almost $123 for doing that. You'll see that we also did a sell to open on Nvidia covered call for 150. That was also on the 6th when it expired. They paid us $102, and that was pretty cool. And then, guys, again on the 3rd, you'll see that we did do a lot of options this week, but we made a lot of money, guys. I'll show you how much we made shortly. But we did a covered call on Microsoft for $245, which was also that expired on the 6th of January. They paid us $100 there. Definitely going to take that. And then you'll see that on the 3rd, we got the Bank of America dividend that got reinvested, also the Lockheed Martin dividend that got reinvested, so it bought more shares for the next quarter. You'll see that on the 4th we actually bought back the covered call from Microsoft, and we paid $14. So we made quite a bit of money right there, especially because Microsoft did go down. And you'll see here on the 5th, guys, we did a sell to open on Microsoft for 232 strike price. And that one was actually going to expire on the 6th of January, so this past Friday. We collected about $35, so that was pretty good. And then on the 5th here, we did a buy on Pepsi, the $20 that we were expected to get a dividend from Pepsi this past week. So that is one of our goals. We bought $100 of Microsoft, guys, from our $100 deposit. So you'll see here on the 6th, we did actually deposit $120. Then we got the dividend from Pepsi of $7.09. And then you'll see here, guys, that we actually ended up doing a buy to close. So we ended up rolling the covered calls on Apple for 130. We bought them back. We paid about $45, and then we rolled them out till next week for 134 strike price. So we went up about $4, and we went out 1 week later, and we made 186.69. So you can subtract the difference is kind of what we made from that roll. You'll see the next one here, we did a buy to close on Nvidia. This was also a roll. We paid about $11.69, and then we rolled it out. So we did a call on Nvidia for $157.50. That was on the 13th of January. They paid us $170, so we made about $159. Pretty awesome there. We'll see, we'll manage it. We'll see if this week we can collect most of the premium before Friday, and then we can re-enter another covered call, and we're going to continue doing that so we can generate that income much faster. But this is all we did in the transactions. Let's go ahead and click the calculate dividends so that we can see how much we made in passive income, guys. So we made $7.09, guys. Pretty awesome, completely passive. Especially because Pepsi paid us, we had to do absolutely nothing for those $7, and in the meantime, we are using options to continue to grow this income much faster. So definitely exciting. And this is actually all I have for you guys in the Schwab account. Let's go ahead and actually go over the 5 companies that we are expected to announce dividends in the month of January, guys, or I guess dividend raises. So I'm going to go over, they're actually organized in the 5-year CAGR. So the lowest ones we'll be covering first, and then we'll be covering the next one. So the first one is actually KMB, Kimberly-Clark Corporation, currently trading about 138.45 cents. And if we scroll down here, they are in the consumer staples. Dividend yield is about 3.35%. Annual payout $4.64. Payout ratio about 85.71%. 5-year CAGR is about 3.64%. Pretty low there. Dividend growth, they are dividend kings. That is pretty awesome there. They do pay out quarterly. And if we look at the history here, I can show you guys why we think they will be raising in the month of January. So if we look at 2021, you'll see that, well, I guess let's look at 2020. The last quarter, they were paying $1.07, and then on the first, or I guess January 25th, 2021, they ended up raising their dividend to $1.14. If we do that same pattern here, the last quarter of 2021, they actually were paying $1.14, and then on January 26, 2022, they raised it to $1.16. So hopefully we expect it towards the 25th or 26th of January, when we expect Kimberly-Clark to raise a dividend or announce a dividend raise. Let's go ahead and move on to the second one, which is CVX, guys, Chevron Corporations, currently trading about $176.56. They are actually in the energy sector. Dividend yield is 3.22%. Annual payout is $5.68. Payout ratio is 32.37%. 5-year CAGR is 5.63%. And then the dividend growth is 35 years. They do pay out quarterly. And if we look here at the dividend history, you'll see that we can kind of just go off the last couple years. You'll see that actually on the, let's just look at 2020. On the last quarter, they were paying $1.29, and then on 2021, January 27th, they raised or they announced. Actually, they did not announce a dividend raise here. Alright guys, so I had to look at this a little bit, but there was a couple years where they didn't raise their dividend on the exact quarter, but if we look at the previous year, and we look at 2021, January, I guess October, the last quarter, they were paying $1.34, and then on the 26th of January of 2022, they actually announced a dividend raise to $1.42. So we will see if they actually do announce a dividend raise this January. We'll see what happens with that one. I'm not 100% sure on it, especially since I'm not even invested in this company. But let me know if you guys think they will be raising a dividend for this. But let's move on to the third one, which is actually INTC, which is Intel Corporation. It's currently trading about $28.73. They are in the information technology sector. Dividend yield is 5.08%, and the annual payout is about $1.46. Payout ratio is 50.79%. 5-year CAGR is 6.26%, and dividend growth is about 8 years. I'm not 100% sure if this one is correct, especially because Seeking Alpha has been known to have this value incorrectly. They do pay out quarterly, and if we look at the dividend history here, you'll see that let's just take, for example, the last year, 2021. The last quarter they were paying, or I guess on the fourth quarter of 2021, they were paying 34 cents. And then on the 26th of January 2022, they raised it to 36 cents. We can also take into account 2020 here, the last quarter. They were paying 33 cents, and then you'll see that on the 21st, they actually announced a dividend raise to 34 cents. So potentially around the 26th, between the 21st to the 26th is when we potentially could see a dividend or announced dividend raise from Intel. But let's go ahead and move on to the fourth one, guys, which is APD, which is Air Products and Chemicals. Currently trading about $310.18. I'm actually invested in this company. They are in the materials sector. Dividend yield is 2.09%. Annual payout is $6.48, and then payout ratio is 61.10%. 5-year CAGR is a pretty awesome 5-year CAGR, which is a double digit of 11.26%. Dividend growth 40 years. Frequency, they do pay out quarterly. And if we look here at the dividend history, and let's take the last couple years. 2020, we'll look at the last quarter, or the fourth quarter. They were paying $1.34, and then on the first quarter of the year, which was in January 28th, 2021, they actually raised it to $1.50. If we look at this one, actually for 2022, they were probably a little bit late, but they ended up announcing a dividend raise on February 3rd of $1.62 from $1.50. So potentially towards right around the end of January, beginning of February is when we should see a dividend raise from APD. Well, let's go ahead and cover the last one, guys, which is CMCSA, Comcast Corporation, currently trading about $37.89. And if we look here at, they actually are in the communication services sector. Dividend yield is 2.85%. Annual payout is about $1.08 annually. Payout ratio 29.44%. 5-year CAGR is pretty awesome here. Double digit, 11.38%. Dividend growth 5 years. They do pay out quarterly. And then if we look at the dividend history, we will look at the last couple ones, which 2021, we can kind of see that well, let's take a look at 2020. Actually, you'll see that they were paying they were paying 21 cents, and then on the 18th of January of 2020, they raised it to 23 cents. If we take this into account again here on 2021, they were paying 23 cents, and then on the 28th of January of 2021, they raised it to 25 cents. So you'll see right around the 28th or the 18th of January here. And then if we look at 2022, they raised it or announced a raise on January 27th, 2022. So to 27 cents from 25 cents. So we would potentially see it towards the 20th to the 27th of January, when they could potentially announce a dividend raise from Comcast. Let me know if you guys own any of these 5 companies, or if I missed any of the major companies that I didn't have on the list. Definitely would love to know that, so that I can do that for the next time that I create these videos. But let's go ahead and jump over to the Google Sheets, guys. That way we can kind of see how much we grew the dividend snowball, because again, we want to make this or get this to $325. Again, I already made a copy of this, so we can kind of see the difference towards the end. But first thing I want to go over is the dividend payout here. Again, this one will get wiped out because they actually fixed the API. But let's go ahead and click Portfolio Tools. Get latest dividends. We're at 49. We'll see if any new companies announced a dividend that's coming up, and we'll see. Give it a second or two. I do have these scripts available for free. All I ask in return is that you're subscribed with that notification, and you drop a big thumbs up on my videos to help out the channel. But you'll see here, guys, we actually did only get one more company that announced it. We'll see, actually 2 probably, because Apple's not showing up anymore. But you'll see that we do have these companies in January for dividends that we are expected to get. Definitely exciting to do that. And yeah, let me go over, show you guys the options. So for the first week, guys, of January, we have made $879 in options. Pretty amazing, huh? Again, we're trying to get to 400, but I was playing a lot more aggressive, especially buying back the options and reselling them later down. and making just a lot more profit here. But for 2023 so far, we have made $879, and that's the first week of January. We'll see what happens. I'm trying to make sure that every single dollar in my portfolio is firing on all cylinders and generating cash flow, because we want to get a lot of cash so that we can start reinvesting into the portfolio and deploying it, and having that passive income, or I guess active income, become into passive income, and definitely seeing how that will play out in the long term, guys. But let's go ahead and wrap up this video by going over the settings. We'll actually delete this, and we can jump over to personal capital, grab the latest version of our portfolio, and we'll see how much we grew the dividend snowball this week. So I'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, so we're at personal capital. Under my Schwab account, you'll see this green button. Click on it. This copies the content of the portfolio into the clipboard, and we can jump back over to the Google Sheets, right click, paste, special values only. Again, I do have tutorials for all this stuff. Go to holdings. This is the current portfolio of my positions that I do have. This is the old one from last week, but once you go over to portfolio tools, update portfolio holdings, this will get wiped and it'll use the new values we just pasted into the settings. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll see it work. It's magic. So we can actually, now that it's parsing everything out for us, we can jump right here to the dashboard and just see how much we grew that monthly income, guys, because every single week, remember, we're dollar cost averaging, adding $100 at a minimum. And if we look, dividend yield is 1.96% towards last week 1.98%. Dividend yield on cost is 2.70% compared to 2.69%, which is pretty awesome. That means it went up. And then yearly, we're projected to make about $3,607.94. So we went about maybe $4. Monthly, we're projected to make about $300.66. We went up about what, 35 or so cents, if I can do quick math. If not, then I'm sorry, guys. Weekly, we made about $69.38, which is what we're projected. So we went up about 8 pennies every single week now. Every day now, we're making about $9.88. We went up by $1. Not $1, a penny. And then on the hourly, we're making 41 cents every single hour. 40-hour work week. This is actually, if our portfolio was to go work a 40-hour work week, they would get paid an hourly rate of $1.73. We're eventually going to try to get this to minimum wage. We'll see how long that takes, guys. But this is actually all I have for you guys in this portfolio update. Let me know if you stuck all the way to the very end by dropping a hashtag raises, because we are expected to get some very juicy raises. Well, actually, I'm only expected to get one raise, because out of the 5 companies, I only own one of those. But let me know in the comment section if you own any of those 5, or if I missed any that are expected to announce a dividend raise in January. And don't forget to subscribe with that notification. Help me reach the 20,000 subscriber mark. Definitely would appreciate it, since that is one of our other goals. I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Stay safe out there. Bye, guys.